Hi guys, Teacher Holly here. I'm so glad you're with me today because I have 4 tips to help you survive, thrive in your early morning job. I know it's tough. Been there when I first started my online ESL job. Oh my goodness, it was painful waking up that early. Couple little details about that. I live in California, which is actually 15 hours behind Beijing time. So yeah, for me to hit those peak times, we're talking 3 a.m. Very, very, very early to do that. Also, I happen to live by a bunch of pine trees and I'm allergic to pine. I know you don't want my medical history, but my point is I have to take a lot of allergy medication at night before I go to bed. So to say I wake up drugged and in a fog is an understatement. So all of a sudden, woohoo, I get this job, but I had to wake up early and I can barely wake up as it is anyway. So I came up with 4 things that really, really helped me, and I want to pass them on to you. The first trick, and you might have heard this before, is set 3 alarms. But I have a little twist on this. When I first heard this, I'm like, that's overkill. But it's really, really not. The 3 alarms are important, but I want you to make a little tiny twist to that. I want you to set those 3 alarms at staggered times. Okay, let's say you have to, your first class is at 5 a.m. or no, let's go 4 a.m. That might be a little more realistic for all of us. 4 a.m. class, set your first alarm for 3:15. If it takes you 30 minutes to get ready, set it for 3:15. That gives you a little bit of a buffer in case you wake up with a headache, in case, whatever. So 3:15, second alarm, set it for a few minutes after that. The third alarm, a few minutes after that one. Here is why. 2 things happen. Number 1, of course, you are relieved when you go to bed. You can go to bed sleeping peacefully because you know if you sleep through the first alarm, you have 2 more that will try to catch you. You got a safety net. But the second thing, this is the reason why this is a good idea, is when that first alarm goes off, you will be very motivated to turn off the other 2. You're not going to want it to wake up your family, and probably even more, you're not going to want it to bug you. When I wake up, my alarm goes off and I'm like, boom, get the other ones off quick. I only have 2 minutes, 3 minutes till they go off. So that gets me moving. That gets my body moving, my brain moving. So if it sounds like I'm saying start the day with a little bit of panic, yeah, good. Might help. Okay, so that's trick number 1. Set 3 alarms, staggered. Next trick, Post-it note. Weird, kind of old school, but put a Post-it note. I put a Post-it note right next to my bed on my nightstand. And on that Post-it note, I write every night. I put a new one there and I write the time of my first class and the name of my first student. That might seem strange, but here's why I do it. Because once I've turned off my 3 alarms, I kind of have this habit, you might too, of kind of wanting to reason with myself about why I still don't have to wake up at that time. Because, we're tired. So I say to myself, what time was that class exactly? Or, if I don't take a shower and just brush my hair, that will save me. Or, just 5 more minutes. But looking at that Post-it note delivers 2 messages to me. Number 1, get out of bed. It's real life. You got to get out of bed. You do have a class. Get out of the bed. Get to your computer. And number 2, actually seeing the student's name gets my brain working. Can you tell I'm trying to come up with ways to pull the brain out of the fog? So do that. It really works for me. And then I take that Post-it note off, I throw it away, and the next night, that night, I set out another one just to get me ready. So after you set your 3 alarms and you've written your Post-it note, I have another tip, but you are not going to like this one. Forgive me, but it's important. Same schedule every day. You need to have a consistent schedule. Here is why, especially if you're a new teacher. Okay, I remember when I first started I have 2 ESL jobs. I remember when I started them, my schedule was very erratic. Some days I would have a student at that 3:30 slot, and some days I would have a student not until 6 or 6:30. And it was very, very crazy because One morning I'd sleep in until the ripe time of 5:30, and then other days I'd have to wake up at 3:15, and it just killed me. Don't do that. Don't be like Holly. Be consistent. Set that consistent schedule. If you have set up your schedule on your bookings that you are ready to teach every day at 4 a.m., you need to wake up every day at 3:15 or 3:30 or 3:45, whatever you pull off. You need to wake up that same time every single day, whether or not you have that first class. I am no sleep specialist or medical doctor, so this is not medical advice. There's my disclaimer. But I do know this consistency is very, very good. It's very good for our bodies, it's very good for our mind. And when your body is constantly like, I don't know where I'm going, that just contributes to the zombie factor. Don't do it. Don't do it. So set your schedule, set your morning schedule, your wake up time, and do it every day so that you know for you, work starts at the same time every morning. So then when you sit down to your laptop or to your computer and you sit down and you don't have a class scheduled in that first slot, use that time to work. Work hours, use that time to work. Either set up another reward system or work on a certification, or if you're working on a certificate, do that stuff then. Block out your work hours and make those just your work hours. Trust me, you will be so glad you did. That way every day you're not like, wow, up early, up later, up early, up later. That's crazy making. So your body will thank you, your mind will thank you, your work will thank you, your business will thank you. Be consistent. So set those 3 alarms, put out a Post-it note, and have the same schedule every morning. And the last trick I have for you is to actually a trick. Make up a wake up trick. Maybe you're a coffee person. I'm not judging. I get my caffeine other sources. But if you're a coffee person, make sure it's ready. Turn on that timer the night before, whatever it is you need to do, make sure it's ready so you can down that cup of coffee. For me, I'm kind of a shower person. So I have this very inexpensive but awesome mint tea tree something shampoo. And I'm telling you, that thing, poo, it smells like there's mint gum in my walls. It's really, really strong smell. And it's oddly tingly on my scalp. Weird. But I'm telling you, when I wake up in the morning and I've turned off my 3 alarms and checked my Post-it note, my only goal at that point, I'm not trying to be a great teacher yet. I'm not trying to have an awesome household. My only goal at that point is to get in to get that mint shampoo. That is my goal because that stuff wakes me up. So that's my trick. So come up with what works for you. For you, if it's a shower, if it's coffee, if it's music, if it's, I don't know, if it's yoga, whatever it is, do what works for you to wake up. Now, I actually have a bonus trick, and this is obviously, kind of obvious. Awkward. This is an obvious one, but here's what you need to do. You need to go to bed at the same time every night. I recognize that's not always possible. I have 3 kids. 2 of them are teenagers. Our life is crazy. And yeah, it's not always possible, but I do my best to get in bed at the same time every night. Again, that goes to the rhythm. And here's the thing. I know for me, when I get 7 hours of sleep, I'd love to have 8 or 9, but when I get 7 hours of sleep, I'm functional the next day. I can actually thrive instead of just surviving. Don't push it, Mom. Don't push it, Dad. Get enough sleep, adequate sleep. It is possible in this job. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, especially if you're just starting. I know right now it feels like you're a zombie, but it is possible. Okay, so do this and you will be so happy in your job. Make sure you set the 3 alarms. Make sure you have that Post-it note. Make sure that you have a wake up trick, and make sure that you have the same schedule every day, and go to bed. You'll be glad you did. All right, I hope this was helpful. Please post something in the comments below. Share maybe a trick that you use to wake up, a tip that you might have for other people. And if you are getting started in your ESL career, maybe you are just applying or thinking about applying, and you watch this video because you're like, can I actually do this? Please message me or comment below. Use my referral code, especially if you're trying to apply for GOGOKID or VIPKID. Those are the two companies that I work for. I would love to help you because you can actually do this and do it well. And it can be a blessing for you and your family. So please let me help you out. All right. Thank you so much. Hey, happy teaching. Get some sleep. Have a great day. Bye, guys.